Let's talk about the remedy of a short sale. A short sale is basically when you sell your property, but you sell it for less than you owe the lender. So you negotiate, you enter into a negotiation with your lender to accept that sale price and waive or write off the balance. Now, because you're asking the lender to do something voluntarily that they're not legally obligated to do, the lenders are going to put conditions upon that. Before they agree to accept a short payment and accept your sales price and write off the balance, they're usually going to require that you provide them certain information. Why? Because lenders view short sales are for individuals that, due to a hardship, don't have the financial ability to continue making their mortgage payments. So in almost all cases, the lender is going to ask for certain information from you. One, they're going to want a hardship letter explaining why you're not able to make the payments. Second, they're going to want a financial statement. Third, they're going to want bank statements, and they may want a tax return or income statements. So banks, as I said, view short sales are for people that don't have the ability to pay. So short sales can be a very good remedy if you can truthfully fill out that information. Why is that a good remedy? Because you, number one, avoid a foreclosure on your credit history. A foreclosure doesn't hit your credit until there's been a judicial sale. So if you're able to prevent that judicial sale from taking place by successfully negotiating a short sale, then you can avoid a foreclosure on your credit history. Now, your credit will still be affected, but it will usually be affected by late payments rather than a foreclosure. And while late payments can damage your credit, in the short run, it usually is not going to affect your credit for nearly as long as a foreclosure would. The second thing you gain is in the short sale negotiating process, we ask the lender to voluntarily waive their right to pursue a deficiency judgment. Now, why would they do that? Because if you find them a buyer and they don't have to foreclose and they can sell that property immediately, they have financial incentive to do so, because now they don't have to pay an attorney, now they don't have to wait the months and months that a foreclosure takes. So we can oftentimes negotiate where the lender will write this off as a bad debt and agree not to pursue a deficiency judgment. Now, let's talk about some negatives of a short sale, because a short sale is not for everyone. A short sale is the best available remedy, I believe, for a person that wants to avoid a deficiency judgment, wants to avoid a foreclosure on their credit history, that can truthfully fill out the financial information that the lender asks for. If you cannot truthfully fill that out, then you're giving the lender information that shows that you are collectible. If you show too much assets on your financial statement or too much money in the bank, then the lender may not accept your short sale, they may not approve it, and now you've just handed through your financial statement a roadmap to the lender of your assets. So now if a lender had a choice to write it off as a bad debt or to pursue collection of a deficiency judgment, you've now made that decision easier for them to pursue a deficiency judgment, and you told them exactly where to go to get it. So if you cannot truthfully fill out that financial statement, you should not do a short sale unless you come see me first. Many times we're able to do some asset planning in anticipation that you're going to have to fill out this financial statement so that you can truthfully answer the financial statement without having to disclose everything. Now, how do you do that? For example, let's say the lender asks for your bank account statements, or do you own any other properties? Well, let's say hypothetically that your money was in a limited liability company or your properties were in a trust. The truthful answer to that then is you don't own any other properties. The trust owns those properties. What you own is a beneficial interest in a trust, but they didn't ask that question. And you're under no legal obligation to answer questions that they don't ask. Now, I just use that as an example, so don't run out and do that without talking to me first. Another potential drawback of a short sale for some people is that if you're successful on your short sale, you're going to have to give up possession of the property to the new buyer. So if, for example, you don't care about a foreclosure on your credit history, or you don't care about a deficiency judgment because you don't have anything, then you may want to wait till the lender forecloses, because that will enable you to stay in your property for a much longer period of time if that's your goal. And listen, with this economy, I know that some of you are in dire straits and really need to stay in the property for as long as you can before it forecloses. And if that's the case, that's okay. We can help you with that as well. What it really comes down to for most people is, what do they value more? Being able to stay in that property for as long as possible, or avoiding a deficiency and avoiding a foreclosure on their credit? If your goal is to avoid a deficiency or a foreclosure on your credit, short sale could be the remedy for you. If that's not your main concern, then you should probably go to one of the other remedies like foreclosure defense, which I'll be discussing later.